encounters that I've had over the past 3 days where God confirmed that He was telling me to fast. Just feeling heavy and weary in my body was one indication for me that I needed to go on a cleanse, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be a fast yet. And then the next day, there was a young man who was selling candy bars outside the grocery store for basketball. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take this 20 that I got and I'm going to get 2 candy bars. I'll give him the change. He had change, but I couldn't find my 20. And then I got to my car to go look for it, and it was actually in my wallet already. And once I grabbed the 20, I heard the Holy Spirit say, give him the 20, don't buy the chocolate. So I gave him the 20, and he was like, are you sure you don't want the chocolate? And I was like, yeah. So as I was leaving there, I heard the Holy Spirit say, I am refining you. This is a command. I am commanding you to fast in this season. I've had times before where I've fasted, and, my intentions weren't all the way pure. Yes, I still read my Bible. I still consecrated myself. I prayed. I stayed in my prayer closet and all these things, but I was also checking the scale. I was also, being aware of my weight loss and my weight journey at the same time as I was fasting. But this time, I've been led to fast before, but this time when God said this is a command, ever since then, one of the first stories that pop up on my timeline this morning when I got on Instagram was the story of the prophet that went to speak to Jeroboam, and on his way back, God told him not to go the way that he came and not to eat or drink anything. But instead of listening to what God told him, he listened to another prophet that said that he was coming in the name of the Lord as well. I believe this is in 1 Kings. And he said to invite him over to his house so he can break bread with him. And he chose to listen to the other prophet instead of what God told him himself. And he was rebuked for it, and then on his way home he was attacked by a lion. He was killed by a lion. And in the video was talking about how delayed obedience and partial obedience is still disobedience. And I'm aware that this is happening to many, where God is speaking to you through nature, through animals, through everything, through movies, through songs, not even just worship songs. One of the main things that the Holy Spirit has been speaking to me through is license plates. And every time I see a Texas license plate, Texas will not leave me alone. I try to ignore Texas, whether I was in Las Vegas or whether I was out here in California. Texas license plates, Texas, just everything. But I pay attention to the numbers and letters and writing, especially on Texas license plates. And the last 3 numbers of a Texas license plate that I saw earlier, before I came to work, was 776, and it literally, in the Strong's Concordance, means no food, and it talks about fasting, and it talks about Paul warning other believers not to eat at a certain period of time. I have to give more context, or you can go look at it yourself, but I felt led to just speak on this because there has to be something very powerful that God is trying to do in your life if He's commanding you to fast. If it's a command and it's getting louder and louder, and He keeps on bringing fasting to your attention, there is something miraculous that He's trying to do in you and through you. He's using you as a conduit to bring forth something mighty. And I receive it. And I hope this helps somebody else that's having a hard time. Like, there's so many temptations in the Bible, but the number one temptation in the Bible always comes back to food. Always. The Bible even talks about your stomach being your God. And I don't know about you, but I have dealt with eating disorders. I've dealt with generational eating that is unhealthy, that is causing disease in my family, my bloodline. Like, I believe that He's breaking that off of people in this season and in this time. And yeah, do not ignore God's voice. If you're feeling led to do this, if you hear God's voice telling you to do this, telling you to fast, do it.